The next part of our design incorporates the actual e-commerce portion. Essentially, it's going to be some sort of button that's tied to either an e-commerce plugin, I think, for WordPress. I think it's free, or we're thinking maybe doing a Shopify widget, which is, I think, the Shopify Lite is what it's called. Using that, you're able to embed a button on your site, and it could go through all the stages of the Shopify cycle. I think for the purpose of this video, though, I'm going to set up the e-commerce environment inside WordPress itself. So I'm going to just show you guys that, as well as finish the design finally. So let's go ahead and do this section, which we'll call the buy section. As the pattern of the last few videos, if you've been following along, I create a new content file for each section, as well as a SAS file to style that specific section. It really helps you modularize your development process, so I recommend it. So let's create a content.buy.php file. I need to include this in my landing page, which is our front page. As you can see, all the sections before are right here. And I'm going to call this one buy, since we just created that. And then we'll create the same file here called buy.css. And that one we will, well, not this page, we'll import into our landing page itself. This page has a body class of landing, so it's a class on the body. I can target everything inside of it since I import everything here. So this will be buy. I'll give this a class of buy to start, and then inside of our actual buy file, I'm going to grab some code from, say, the lifestyle page. I'm going to remove these variables for now, and then I'll go ahead and rename these classes just like we have been. We can probably get rid of that. Not get rid of it, but it needs to be, if we look at our design on the right here, it's kind of a side-by-side thing again. So, but this time this section of content's on the right, so we'll push that using an offset maybe. Well, I'll keep those. We're gonna do a column medium 6 and like an offset of 6. If that makes sense. No, I don't know if that'll work, but we'll see. Column medium offset 6. And we'll get rid of this class. As well as these tags for now. So this will be renamed by. In fact, those are all the same. So let's do our handy command click in Sublime Text for the cursors. So we'll do by. Okay, so we have our basic skeleton set up. We can go ahead and I'm going to create the custom fields for these. The same for these fields and the actual button. I'll probably include some sort of link for the button as well, so we'll need a few more fields than we have been adding for each section. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go to the WordPress dashboard, custom fields. Again, my naming convention is pretty lengthy. Apologize if it's annoying, but it's just kind of a thing I do to keep things organized on my own. So this will be landing page by title. the group itself will be by. So this one will be landing page by title, landing page by title, just the text field, basic. Then we'll need some content, so landing page by content. I don't really want to link the user anywhere else than this section, you know, so I don't think we need to add any kind of WYSIWYG stuff. Plus it's just so much more to load. Let's make it the default 8 columns or rows for the text area. We'll have the pricing label, landing page pricing label. That's going to be this little what I'm going to call an eyebrow text above the actual price. So we'll keep that a text field. Then we'll do landing page price. This one we can make sure it's a number. I mean, we can, or it can be text. Text is probably easier because you could just enter in the characters you want to enter. Okay, and then let's do landing page by button text. I don't think that's the same as another one, but we'll find out. Another text area, and then landing page by button link. Okay, this one I'm going to make URL for now. Hell, for now I'll just make it URL. We'll come back and change that if we need to. One thing I just noticed is I left all the landing junk on there, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those just for the sake of being kind of dry in our approach here. And then finally, let's make our page template. This is where this all will display on the landing page. So let's publish that. I'm going to go ahead and add these now to our file. So I have my snippet. Makes that pretty dang easy. Just copy and paste at this point. So we have those. We can go ahead and probably throw these. I'm assuming I'll know what these are, so we can do PHP echo landing page by title, and the same here for the content. Okay, so on our design we have that, and then we need to kind of create a new gridded like structure. We can do our rows and columns here, but I think I'm just going to make it kind of easy and use maybe a div with by pricing group, something like that. Inside that will be a, should we make that a list item? I think I'm just going to make it a div class pricing. Then we'll do a, I'm going to give this still another class of price that will have our price. So we'll echo landing page price, and then we'll do a span inside this, echo a landing page pricing label. Let's break to the next line here. Okay, so that's the left side. We'll need to do the right side, which is our button. Buy button. Inside that, we'll have an anchor link. Right now, just get it going. This will echo go landing page. Buy button text and go buy button link. Okay, not the prettiest, but I think it should work. Okay, so none of these values exist yet. We need to go into our admin, add them before WordPress throws a fit. So we'll go to our home page, we'll edit, and I need to turn that off real quick. The content editor. If you don't turn that off, it will show and annoy you. Okay, so back to the pages. Edit. So this shoots up to the top. We don't need it there, but I'll keep it for now since we're working on it. All this content is not final, but we can make use of it. In the wrong persona. Okay, let's copy buy H2O drink. Copy this, we'll add that. The label is 1 box of 12 packets. It's all caps too, so let's just do capital for now. Target that with CSS. Price, I have no idea if this is accurate, but we'll just add that. And buy button text is buy. I'll move that down there. We'll update that. Oh, I knew it was going to throw an error. This must be okay. I'll just point to like Web Crunch or something right now. It's secure. Cool. All right. One thing about e-commerce, if you're going to do it on your site, make sure you do it on a secure install, SSL and all that, just for your customer's sake. You shouldn't be sending any type of payment information over an encrypted session in a browser. So, food for thought. What I'm noticing here is that our stuff's working. Unfortunately, it's bleeding into the other div we have from the previous section. To fix that, I think it's going to boil down to some styling. Let me see if I can inspect element and mess with that first. So here's our section here. We have that margin, nasty margin top, but it seems to be working. The slant itself has a height of 100%, and I think that's honestly the culprit. So maybe we can set an actual height. You know what, let's leave it at 100% and then see if we can adjust it with the next section. So for buy, I think we added our SAST file yet. So how can I do this? Let's see. Do I need to set a height on it? No. It has no effect. This possibly needs margin, like an insane amount. guess that could work, but then that's thrown off a bit, but I think it's just because this is open. Yeah. Let's toy with it. I think I'm still gonna have to go back and set a defined height on this because there's no way 100% it's gonna work. So that section I keep forgetting is the Y. Let's make it like 24, like an actual height of a browser window maybe. That can work. This can move up a touch, and then maybe we can position this with CSS to kind of go in the background, so it's not, the text isn't over the top. In our design here, this thing's massive. Essentially, I could add even more, and it would work. But let's see if I can just kind of sneak by. I think we'll add maybe that. Wow. So much margin. I do not like doing that. Why can't I just display it below? That's an insane amount of margin. It's kind of necessary. Sad to say it. For grins, let's just add a little more. Okay, so the background of this, we'll need to add another slant thingy that I've been adding. Let's go ahead and do that and get that rolling. Just do it just like I have been. So this will be by slant. And that's gonna actually kind of mimic the same gradient on the header. So why don't I open that up and kind of copy it. See how crazy that looks. Okay, cool. I did notice I swapped the gradient on the design itself, mainly because I want the buy button to kind of be in the lighter shade. I can do that again, but I don't know if I should, because that means it's inconsistent at the top. So I think I'm gonna leave it as is for now. We can make the height, I don't know, 100% for now. Oop. And go do that. All the text will be white, so I believe this should do the trick. Yeah. So let's go to the title and content. Title is, I believe I've been using 1.6 M's, and I think this should have the same line height. Should be that. I don't think it should see any change. If I do, then I do. Yeah, that's by default. Okay, so let's work with this image real quick. I know I exported it as is. I think I can just position it. I might have to make another div even. Let's see what happens. So let's go to our assets folder. Here's our actual image. I'll grab that. Hopefully the angle's accurate. Alias, themes, H2O, assets, images. Paste it in. So I can make this complicated, or I can just create another div, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to put it, what did I call this? Drink pouches. And in this div, we'll add that image. It will be background, URL, assets, images, drink pouches, not that, PNG, no repeat, can't spell, oh, is it one, oh man. Probably have to set a width and height. It is 685 by 672. I already lost 675 pixels by 685 by 672. And then I'm gonna position this absolute. Make it. I'm gonna make the by div. Ooh, how's this gonna work? You know what? I think I'm going to try to nest this inside this and see if that makes a difference. I don't think it will. See how terrible this looks. It's there. Definitely skewed. Yeah, so we're not gonna do that then. That's better. Okay, so obviously the height on this thing cannot be 100%. Needs to be a set height of like 8 pixels. Then maybe we can position this guy down on the bottom. Okay, so that's positioned not correctly. I need something to make it relative. So position relative. So that's not great. We can try to finagle this thing in. Almost. Come on, Andy. 100. Question is, what happens when I scale? Does it stick? It does. So that's not the worst thing in the world. Probably want to come left with it a bit. Like, I don't know, 2%. And go up. It's too far. Let's style these just like we have in our design. So that's all caps. This is about 30 pixels and it's our heading font. Let's grab those classes. So here's our buy button. We'll target the A in there. And then by pricing, by pricing, we'll do price and then span. The price itself, we said it was 30 pixels, so that's like, maybe we'll do like our heading 1.5 em maybe. And the span is going to be displayed block, so it breaks the line. And we want it considerably less than font size, like 0.7 em maybe, or something crazy, even more. So you have to actually enter a digit. There we go. Text transform, uppercase, letter spacing just a touch, like 0.0 em, a little more. Cool. And then let's right align the price. So we'll do text align right. Okay, so then we'll left align this guy. Oh, text align left. Huh, okay. I'm gonna have to add another span, I think. So this one will be class label, and then we'll do class price, digits. That should, so let's make label digits, can't spell, so this will need to be that. We'll just get rid of that class. And right, display block. Shit. Okay, so then we need to if we did inline, does that make any sense? Inline? Nope. Okay, so block shifts it all the way over. What we need to do is finally make a set width on this guy to be something like, I'm just guessing here, even less. Even less, 100? That's pretty accurate. We want to get technical here. Okay, it needs to be at least 100. Cool, so that's that. Let's put a border on the right. Our design has that, if you guys recall. Right there. And I'll throw some crazy padding on it. Right, 1 pixel solid. I'm going to do our RGBA method here so you can give it some opacity. 255 is white across, so then we could just do like a 0.8. And then padding right, megatons. That should work. Probably even need more opacity. Cool. One thing I noticed is the digits font needs to be our heading font, which is heading. Let's grab the button styles. Actually, luckily we can throw some classes on that and it should be pretty dang close. So button secondary, I recall. Right on. It did float. I guess I need to float this. So by pricing, float, left. Well, I should probably use Flexbox, but it's not a big deal. Okay, and then our button, I'm going to go back to it, do a margin left. Well, we'll do some serious margin. So top will be like 20, right, nothing, bottom, nothing, left, like, what did I do up top there? 50. I'll do that this side. That totally didn't work. Okay, so we'll do the same. Let's set a height on this too, because that border is kind of ridiculous. Let's say not that high, like 80 pixels. Okay, so that didn't affect anything. Is that an entire div? We'll do the group. Yeah. Yikes. That doesn't matter at all. We'll fix that. What is this random p tag? From WordPress? I think so. I think that's why the gap's there. Stupid. Alright, I'll fix that. Our button needs a few more styles. Let's grab the actual tag. Well, let's just call it with the class button. And let's make the font weight bold. And increase, that's not any bigger, I don't think. We do need to grab that. We exported that little dude that was on the left side, so we can, I believe, just add that back. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna see if I can't do that directly. Yeah, it's a lot of code, but we can go pretty quick with this. We'll go back to our content file before our actual text. Let's add that. Give it an ID of buy icon. And it's massive, as you can see. Buy icon. In the design, it is how big? Come on now. What do we got? About 28 pixels wide. And then we can position it relative, top, not that much, like 10 pixels, not that much either. So like 8, left will go negative like 8. That's kind of there. Cool. The button in general can be bigger. I think we made it bigger on purpose, so let's toy with that. Let's figure out what our actual styles were and come back. So line height 42, this is that. Let's just grab all this and we'll add our own parameters. Let's like add just a few pixels. I don't need this. And then maybe that. That should work. Cool. Okay, we'll clean this up in the next video. There's a few things to do, and then we'll start with integrating the eCommerce plugin.